Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 29th of March. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, we are up and about yet again, even though we have worked like Trojan warriors across the weekend with a 31 out of 38 auction workload weekend for an 82% clearance rate against the industry average.
Put up the towers
of just under 70%, 69%.
It's boast time. We love boast time. Oh, we love a bit of boast time, don't we, Phil? Up and about like the Carlton Football Club, Philip. We are coming at you, Demons, and undefeated. Carlton.
Who would have ever thought that Carlton would be top 8?
Yeah, I think
let alone you're in the top 6, I think.
Extraordinary scenes.
Incredible
Go
things.
Blue Boys.
Incredible week. Yep. But I'm just a shout out to again our team at Gary Peer and Associates for their outstanding work, because it was a massive weekend on the back of another massive weekend. So it's just, it's all systems go at the moment, Gary.
It is, Phil, and I admire your resilience, Phil, and your endurance, because you were a bit of a marathon man last night. I don't mind saying it was hot. Again, inside that suit of yours, there was something growing in there. It was a bit smelly and a bit soggy, but you did get the job done. A lot of auctions on Sunday, a lot of auctions on Saturday. In the heat.
It was a massive weekend and a massive Sunday, because we sold a lot of high-end property on the weekend. The market's performing really well, although, to call a spade, if the industry has now has softened to 70%. 70% is a balanced market. Balanced market. Nothing wrong with that.
Vendors, I'm going to call it.
Well, I call it a balanced market. I think there's an equilibrium when at 70%.
Bruce. If you want to call it Bruce, call it Bruce.
I just want to call it a balanced market, Gary. But at Gary Peer and Associates, clearly we are continuing to do something special, because when you have the volume that we have to be clearing 80+%, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in a row, says we are thoroughly outstanding. And I mean that in a non-boastful, humble, non-arrogant way.
I can tell you who thinks we're wonderful. This is the lady who sold 1 at 80 Kurrigal Road, Carnegie, and this is her experience with Aviv Samuel. Have a listen to this.
Hi, thank you so much to Aviv and his team from Gary Peer. They sold our beautiful home, which we've lived here for 30 years. I'll be sad to leave, and I cannot thank Gary Peer's team enough. Thank you all of you very much. I love you all.
Gary, I'm going to say
thank you.
First of all, thank you very much to
that
seller.
Lady.
And I'm going to see that woman's compliments and raise her compliments, because I had the most beautiful auction on Sunday morning, Gary. Now, viewers understand I do a lot of auctions.
You do.
And I see the best and the worst of humanity.
Can you do too many auctions?
Pretty much.
Could you ever be accused of having done too many auctions?
Well, I think Gary, if I became, I don't know, no energy, no excitement, that would be the point. But no, that's not happened to me yet. Okay. But Sunday morning, my first auction Sunday morning was an auction in Ash Grove.
It was.
Home number 2 at 8 Ash Grove.
It was.
We had 2 people bidding for that, Gary.
Yes.
We had a lovely woman who would have been, I don't know, early mid-40s.
And somebody in their senior years.
And somebody in her senior years. I don't know how old she was, but I'm thinking it's 70 plus.
Okay.
Anyway, she was the most delightful bidder.
May this be a lesson, because last week we spoke about bidders and rattling auctioneers and whatever. So be a delightful bidder. Go on.
So as a result of her being delightful, I adapted my style to make sure I was including her.
You had the bedside manner, a bit of the old friendly older person bedside manner.
It wasn't even because she was old. She was just so nice.
Yep. We like nice.
So I adapted the auction style for her. Yep. She was the ultimate bidder. We did sell it really far over the top end of our range, so it was a great price. But she was just so delightful. Anyway, I had a chat with her afterwards, and she was just the nicest woman. And she says to me, "Oh, Philip, I was worried to ask any questions because I've seen on GPTV that you don't like questions."
I can't believe that.
Anyway, it's good to see that people are listening to our show and then adapting their behaviour in accordance with the messages that we impart.
Well, I must say, Phil, I had the pleasure.
Wonderful show that we produce weekly.
For her and maybe 2 or 3 other people, including Phil, the vendors at 401 North Road, who were the most delightful people again. A lovely couple who said, "Look, we bought this house from you 7 years ago. Now it's full of children. We love it. We're moving on," and also wanting to tell me that they enjoy GPTV, 401 North Road. And by the way, sold for $1,380,000, Philip, a lot more than expected. So congratulations, a GPTV viewer getting the fruits of great work.
Gary,
together with us.
We had some phenomenal results across the weekend. I think the standout result for me was selling for a lovely couple who owned the most beautiful home in Holroyd Avenue, Eastern Kilda. Now, price is undisclosed, but we had a massive crowd there.
Now, I think, did that catch you out a little bit? Because I spoke to you in the early weeks. You said, look, it's going well, but it's such a I mean, you were always uber excited about the property, but it didn't seem to necessarily be as responsive or as positive as you thought it might be. And then all of a sudden, as we got close to the auction, it just kept building up and building, like this loud momentum.
Like, Gary, that was a typical campaign that you go in loving the house, loving the vendors, excited to handle it, and you really want to bring great things. You have your first week and you get a reasonably good response, but you're kind of thinking, why am I so excited about this house and yet the market doesn't seem to be?
Can we love properties more than the buying public?
It's a very good question, Gary. And sometimes, you feel a bit connected to the sellers. You've got this passion for the house. You want to be able to bring magic.
It's a love story. It's a real estate love story. We fall in love with the vendor, we fall in love with the house, and then we just need a buyer.
And sometimes too much. Anyway, first week was okay. Second week was a bit of a lull. But third week, it gathered some momentum. So this was really, in the racing terms, Gary, it was coming down the straight in the middle of the pack. It's not pack? Is it in the middle of the...
it could be the pack.
Middle of the pack.
Choose a Flemington. You're coming around the corner. You passed your key to lodge. You're at the clock tower, in the home straight.
Middle of the pack. And then you're kind of thinking, will the horse... Will it come out of the pack and get in front? Anyway, this is what happened to this house. The last week of the campaign, we had five buyers emerge, and we had a tremendously competitive auction. And interestingly, Gary, the buyer that bought it on the day had actually seen it 18 months prior, because this was a house that we brought to the market in the first lockdown.
And it came just for a minute and then it was withdrawn again, wasn't it?
Anyway, I loved that house, loved that street, love those vendors. Great to get a great outcome, and the buyers will be very happy there because it's one of the best renovations I've seen in years.
Yes, we fall in love with properties, don't we, Phil? And maybe that's a bit of a theme for this show.
It may well be, Gary.
Falling in Love Again. That was a song by Ted Mulry, by the way. Great song.
Falling in Love Again. So, Gary...
I'm going to keep going.
Great results. Thumping weekend. Market seems to have settled. I'm saying that the market is now a balanced market where buyers and sellers are meeting. There are less standout results, although we did have some beauties across the weekend. So,
Phil, I want to talk about an auction that I was lucky enough to conduct at 78 Brighton Road, Ripponlea. Now, you'll like the story because the vendor said, do you remember me? And I remembered her from a connection about 20 years ago because she was married to one of my old bosses, Phil. But she said, no, do you remember me before that? And she actually worked for the principal of school that I went to. And she said, I remember you sitting outside the principal's office and I used to come and see you every week or so. So she knew I was a naughty boy.
You had your own chair outside.
I had my own chair there, Phil. My backside was moulded into that chair very nicely. Anyway, it was such a pleasure to sell for Lavinia because she was the principal's assistant in my high school days. Hey, Phil, 33 Ludbrook Avenue. What a great result. Well done to the vendors of that.
We love Ludbrook Avenue.
We do love it, and sold for $2,180,000. In fact, we had a range 2 to 2.2. We thought it would sit there, and then Phil, it actually probably wasn't responding to us favourably as we thought, so the range went back, and then the interest went back, and then we ended up getting back into the range that we said. Anyway, that can happen sometimes. Hey, 1 Albion Street, shout out to the vendor there. Congratulations, an old friend of mine and the company who's done very well. So well done to that lovely couple that sold that home, Phil. And what about 21 Ontario Street? Pretty great house there.
Gary, what a fabulous home. Shout out to the vendors there who entrusted us with the sale of their home that they absolutely loved and reluctantly moved on. But houses are generational and kids move out. Time for the parents eventually to move out. But great result, great buyers, and just shows strength in the Golden Mile of Caulfield North.
Now, talking about generational homes, Phil, and I know that when I sold that house in Brighton Road, it was 30 years, but I think it's been something like 70 years since the last time this property in Southey Street was sold, Philip. That's units 1 to 5 at 5 Southey Street, Elwood. Now, how about this for a piece of history, Phil.
Gary, incredible property with a 2-street frontage. We auctioned from the Southey street frontage, and we had a lot of people there that were emotionally connected to that building, because when it's been in the same family's hands for 70 years or more, there's obviously a lot of history there. Anyway, it was well received.
Yes.
We had, I think, 4 people bidding for that competitively, including a buyer from Sydney, Gary.
Oh, so right. You don't get much in Sydney for 2.868, do you?
You've got to love that, where FaceTime becomes such a common thing now at auctions, where one of our team will have their earpods in their ears and they'll be showing the auction to the buyer on who's on the other end of the phone. So they weren't the final buyer for it, a local buyer.
You'll remember the block of apartments, Phil, that we sold in Wellington Street, where we FaceTimed the buyer who was having breakfast in Amsterdam.
Correct.
They were bidding via FaceTime and, of course, bought it. Transferred the money through, online.
Global world now,
That's
Gary.
right,
Everything happens differently today.
Anyway, beautiful result in Southey. Well done to the vendors. Thanks for the opportunity. First time in 72 years, and got to say, sort of fell in love with that as well. It's a falling in love week.
And viewers, just to put a cap on last weekend, we sold properties really between $350,000 and $5 million. Everything in between. Everything sold pretty well.
Did you say $5 million? Because I think there's another sale, Phil, which was $8 million.
Well, over $8 million, Gary, but we're not going to disclose its whereabouts.
We won't.
Yes,
but we do the quiet deal.
Very quiet sale, the top end of the market in Caulfield North. Well done to Darren Krongold, well done to the buyers, well done to the sellers.
It's one of those deals.
Can't tell you any more.
What we can talk about, Phil, is the auctions coming up this week. And this week, I think there's about 38 of them. Shall we review them?
We shall.
Phil, before we review our auctions coming up this weekend, I'd like to review a property, 21 Powderham Road, Phil, which was front page of the Property Weekly this week. Now, that's an interesting home because we've sold it before. I think it was originally a Madison-built home, which was a quality builder. But, of course, it was purchased years ago by somebody from South Africa who went and completely overhauled the property and did all of it in South African quality materials. Do you remember that?
I do, Gary, and a shout out to those people that did own the home. The current owners have loved living there. I've done a video tour of that property. If you'd like to click on and have a look, it is a standout home. North-facing back garden, which is very hard to get in the Golden Mile because most of the houses run north-south, so they have east or west back gardens.
You're right.
This is a north-facing back garden on a large parcel of land with a home that you can move straight into and not spend a cent.
And
so top of the market.
We're going to do it at night, Phil.
Good.
You ready for some night auctions?
I am.
I love night auctions. Outside, the back, the pool, twilight period time. Anyway, 7th of April. Let's go through this week's auctions. 38 of them. We can't wait for the weekend, Phil, because we've got one already coming up tomorrow in Sidwell Avenue. What a great looking block of land.
What a fabulous... Well, it's got a beautiful old period home on it, so the house could be renovated, but you've got 744 square metres of land, west-facing orientation at the rear, and Sidwell is really a blue-chip location.
Now, you might not be the first person to sell this property, Phil, but it is in First Avenue in Murrumbeena. What a great property.
Gary, the lucky 8 to be sold as one. We've got 8 apartments with a fabulous cash flow in immaculate condition. This building in Murrumbeena, which is just going from strength to strength, and that is a great investment opportunity. Buy that and keep it for the next 100 years,
You can have yourself a cup of coffee after the auction, Phil, but be fresh and dynamic for your 5 p.m. auction in Wood Street, Bentleigh.
What an incredible home. Shout out to Jan Dosen from our Bentleigh office, who really does sell premier homes, Gary. This is 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, just stunning right through the home. It's a beautiful home. I'm looking forward to auctioning that.
Now, we do sell quite a few homes, Phil, by expression of interests. We don't mind doing it that way at all. And we've got one that closes this week on Thursday at 5 o'clock. Let's talk a bit about this beautiful masterpiece property,
Well,
Phil.
Gary, what an incredible home at number 64 Kooyong Road, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, in a fantastic location because you've got the shops, you've got the tram, you've got Lenny's, you've got Caulfield Park, but that is a stunning home, Gary, in every possible detail.
4 auctions, Philip, at 10:30 a.m. We're going to kick off
on Saturday. You're referring to?
I am. You're right. I should have prefaced that, Phil. I'm going to head down to Parkdale. We love it down that whole Parkdale, Mentone, Hyatt, Moorabbin, Belt, Cheltenham. It's all good.
Gary, big parcel of land here. 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, swimming pool. That's a stunning property, and Parkdale is sought after real estate.
I'm excited to do that auction, Philip, as David Thompson is to auction this wonderful apartment in Redan Street, Phil.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car car space, and Redan Street is a fabulous address. Walking distance to everywhere you need to be.
In the words of MC Hammer, Phil, it's hammer time. It is Hammerdale Avenue time, and 10:30am happens to be that time. Jeremy Rosen's auctions.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, immaculate, but plenty of room for further improvement. It's a great home.
So, Philip, at 10:30, Matthew Morley is going to be auctioning apartment 1315 Milton Street, Elwood, a wonderful 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space apartment in a red-hot Elwood location. Let's move on, Phil, to our 11:30 auctions. We have 4 of them, and you'll be auctioning at 11:30, not before, but you won't be doing the auction in Ardoch Street or Ardoch Avenue, St Kilda East. Jeremy Rosens has the auction honours for this wonderful property.
Gary, Ardoch is really, I think, the best inner suburban medium density development built around the green. We love that development with all its communal facilities and the tram of Dandenong Road at your front doorstep.
There's nothing quite like that particular block or property, Philip. We're going to be in Moorabbin. We've got double auction action at 11:30 in Moorabbin. Leo Samuel is going to be meeting young Daniel Peer at this property in Genoa Street.
3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, lock-up garage. It's stunning in every possible way, and it is ready to go.
I'm scooting across from Parkdale to Alison Street, Moorabbin, meeting Leon at this wonderful property.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space via a lock-up garage, courtyard garden. Terrific opportunity there.
Phil, you open your auctioning account this weekend in Barclay Street, St Kilda at 11:30am.
Gary, great location there, walking distance to Inkerman Street shops, to the cafes in Fitzroy Street and also to Ackland Street. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, a really great entry-level apartment.
Now, Phil, we've got 4 auctions at 12:30 and we're going to do the Lygon Street Limbo. Now, I just wonder whether anyone knows what the Lygon Street Limbo is. Do you happen to know that
I
or
don't
not?
know.
Okay, so I'm putting it out there for any viewer. Send us on this email address, what is the Lygon Street Limbo? If you know what it is, we're going to give you 2 gold class tickets just for fun. Okay, Phil, 18 Lygon Street, what a great address.
The most spectacular family home, 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, beautiful floors, beautiful kitchens, beautiful bathrooms. Move straight in and get on with life.
While you're there, I'm going to be in Malvern Grove, that is, Phil, in Caulfield North, auctioning for Joel Sir.
Incredible location, beautiful street, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a car space. Great opportunity.
Huge apartment, that one. Phil, Dandenong Road, Murrumbeena. David Thompson is a busy man. He's auctioning this great-looking property.
4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking there, Gary. Double lock-up garage, parking for at least 4 cars. Stunning in every way.
Jeremy Rosens has a big day of auctions, Philip, and at 12:30 he's going to be in Elstwick and Trevelyan Street.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Move straight in.
Triple auction action at 1:30, Philip, in Glen Huntly Road, Carnegie or Samuel in his hood.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. That is a fabulous property, Gary, with everything that you could possibly need and in a great location.
And we're back in Malvern Road, Armadale this time, Phil. This one is going to be auctioned by Jeremy Rosens.
Cracker of a spot, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space.
Oh, Pretty Emma. Remember that song?
No.
Little River Band. Okay, 13A Emma Street is going up in Caulfield South. You have the auction honours.
I love Emma Street, Gary. It's a great location. This is a fabulous home. 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 2 car spaces, lock-up garage. Great opportunity to get into that part of South Caulfield.
Triple auction action continues at 2:30, Philip. We're going to be in Poath Road in Murrumbeena. Leo Samuel is offering this great property.
696 square metres of land, Gary, but a beautiful home on it. But, you know, you're getting the land, you're getting the house, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, off-street car parking for 4 cars. Fabulous property.
What would a Saturday in Bentleigh East be without you doing an auction there? You are doing so many wonderful auctions, and we've got so many beautiful homes in Bentleigh and Bentleigh East. We are blessed, Phil, and this time in Barani Street.
I love that location, Gary. 800 square metres, or 799 to be exact. A fabulous family home, swimming pool, back garden, off-street carping, lock-up garage, everything to love and more.
One of our 8 auctioneers that hails from the Carnegie office is Graham Calvin, and he's looking forward to auctioning Woonack Road at 2:30.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a lock-up garage, another car space in front, Gary. That's good real estate.
David Thompson, also from our Carnegie Murrumbeena district, Phil, who is a real estate icon, is auctioning this terrific property in Dandenong Road.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and we love Dandenong Road and that epicentre of the shopping centre and all of the Monash University.
Phil, Jeremy Rose, when he listed this property, he had a bit of a spring in his step. He said, this is one of the best looking homes in St Kilda. He's had the pleasure of selling, and it goes up for auction this Saturday, I should say, at 3:30 p.m.
It's the most incredible property. 4 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, off-street car parking. It's a complete oasis. And to get all of that land in St Kilda is really difficult, and that is a standout property.
You wrap up at 3:30, Philip, on Saturday at number 21 Moore Street.
I love this home, Gary. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking for up to 4 cars. The most stunning west and northwest facing back garden. It's a really charming home, and that should go well.
Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m, Philip, I'm going to be auctioning 107 Eskdale Road. Fine looking property in a great location. Love the look of this. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 parking space. And Phil, that is a beautiful picture postcard perfect home, as you would say.
10:30 Sunday morning, Gary. I'm going to be auctioning 146 Wheatley Road, Ormond, 712 square metres of land with a beautiful looking home on it. So great opportunity there.
Lovely. Triple auction action at 11:30. We're going to be in Hawthorne Road for this terrific looking property, 103 at 288. Leo Samuel auction.
Fabulous apartment, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 basement car space. That's good real estate, Gary, in a great location.
Silverley Grove goes off at 11:30. This is a terrific looking property.
It is, Gary. I've had the pleasure of working on that with Darren Crongold's team. That's 4 or as many as 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, and of course Silverley is one of the best streets of that area.
Doesn't get much better, Phil. 2 at 14 Sebastopol Street, another fine address, Jeremy Rosen's auctions.
Gary, really good apartment building this. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 2 car spaces, and of course Sebastopol Street is just brilliantly located.
There are 4 auctions at 11:30, Phil. I'm doing the 4th, and that is in Narrong Road.
Gary, what a 60s sensation that is. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a lock-up garage, courtyard garden, in great condition. Just the best sort of real estate. I love those 60s villas.
Me too. I'm excited to auction that, Phil. In McGrath Street, we have a fine-looking home, and Leo Samuel's going to be auctioning it.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking, tandem garage for 2 cars, plenty of other cars if you're a car collector. Back garden, McGrath Street is one of those streets. If you don't know McGrath Street, hop along to that because it's fantastic.
It's a little bit of a secret of Caulfield,
it is.
Phil. As is Eastern Kilda's secret, being Mayfield Grove. This time 2 at 25. You get to auction this one.
I do, and looking forward to selling for the family there that we've acted for many times before. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a double lock-up garage, great location.
Phil, at 1:30 p.m, you're going to be auctioning this terrific looking home, 153 Kambrook Road, for Nikki Janover. Huge property, this one. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and car space 4, Phil. Lots of opportunity there. 1:30, Phil. Leo Samuel is going to be auctioning 13 at 293 to 295 Hawthorne Road. We know this block well.
That's a great building, Gary. We've sold there many times. They always go well, and that is 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a lock-up garage.
One of St Kilda East's most prestigious addresses, Phil, would have to be Denman Avenue, and this particular luxury modern apartment has been particularly popular, and Mark Kirkham has been handling it, and Jeremy Rosen's auctions it at 2:30.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, great building, great location, walk to Carlisle Street shops from there, so it's fantastic.
Almond Street, Philip, another great street and another terrific looking home going off at 2:30.
Incredible, with an indoor swimming pool, sauna, 5 or 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. That's a real family oasis, that one.
And we've saved the best to last, Phil, this incredible, imposing, magnificent home at 65 Howitt Road in the best address in Caulfield North. What an honour and privilege it is to be
Gary, 1,058 square metres of land on the west side.
Wow.
This is really, it's a show-stopping home. I really am in awe of this house. And not only in awe of the house, but the garden and the swimming pool and the outbuildings are incredible. So if you're looking for the most stunning family home, the most prestigious home in Caulfield's number 1 street being Howitt Road, then you can't go past this. Come along to the auction on Sunday afternoon. We'll have a coffee van. We might have some champagne as well. I'll have a few drinks and then we'll get underway.
Wow. That's the only auction we've got at that time. We've dedicated the entire time for that auction, and it's always a bit of a party in Howitt Road too. It's always a bit of a happening. It's an event, Phil. It's like a major event. It's not just an auction. It's a major community event. So get down there, 3:30 on Sunday. Phil, that's a big wrap on GPT for this end of March. You know, it was kind of February, March. It felt like, well, maybe things are going a little bit off, a little bit settled. But I've got to say, the last 2 weeks with 82% and 94%, I'm feeling pretty positive about the market. What about you?
Gary, the market is alive and well. Across Melbourne, we would describe it as a more balanced market.
Yes.
But at Gary, Peer and Associates and the core markets that we work in, which are really well regarded suburbs and hotly contested suburbs, things are going well.
So that's a big wrap on GPTV, Phil. The market is strong, things are going well, and we are blessed to be falling in love with our properties that we're offering week in, week out. We hope to see one of our auctions this week.